Let's be honest. The most entertaining drama in Washington right now isn't another factory getting blown up in Iran or how high gas prices are about to. It's J.D. Vance quietly roasting Donald Trump and his pointless war in a way that's starting to burn them both. And honestly, watching them tear each other apart is kind of satisfying. Not long ago, party insiders were still talking about Vance as the heir apparent. Now, Republicans are quietly distancing themselves. They're pulling him off that pedestal as fast as they can. Why? Simple. Vance is terrified. This war is going to torch his own political career. So he's decided to start throwing other people under the bus first. Here's what The Atlantic dug up according to their reporting. The vice president has been privately questioning whether the Pentagon is feeding Trump sanitized war intel about Iran. He doesn't buy the rosy briefings from Defense Secretary Hegseth and General Kane about how great things are going, how Iran's air and naval forces are wiped out, how our munitions stockpiles are just fine. Vance is concerned he's not losing sleep over Iranian casualties or even the trillions we've blown. He's worried about missile inventories. He thinks if we burn through our good stuff in Iran, we'll have nothing left for China, North Korea, or Russia. Translation: he never believed this war was winnable, and he doesn't trust the people running it. So he's leaking. Don't get it twisted. This isn't about some moral anti-war awakening. Sure, he came back from Iraq hating forever wars. But every move he's making right now is about one thing: his own political neck. No sooner did the Atlantic piece drop than Vance ran to Fox News to deny everything. He claimed the so-called Vance advisors quoted in the story were probably just some randos he chatted up on the street. You buying that? I'm not. We know he's leaking, and he's leaking to tell us one thing. Trump is a fool who isn't getting straight answers. And he's making a catastrophic mistake. That's going to sink everyone. Vance is trying to swim away from what might be the most hated war in modern American history, and he's using the press as his life raft. Why so desperate? Because the clock is ticking. Read between the lines of those leaks, and you'll catch an even nastier implication. Vance wants the public to know that Trump is the one stubbornly dragging this war out. The Wall Street Journal reported that Iran actually put forward a three-phase negotiation proposal. First, a ceasefire, then talks about reopening the Strait of Hormuz, then negotiations over the nuclear deal. Trump's team shot it down. They demanded Iran surrender all its bargaining chips up front and commit to 2 decades of no enrichment. Talks collapsed. So Trump ordered a permanent naval blockade to strangle Iran economically. Result: the Strait of Hormuz stays shut. Global oil is bottlenecked. Prices are spiking. And if that blockade drags on until November, those high gas prices are going to turn into Democratic votes, enough to wipe out Republican majorities in both chambers. That's Vance's nightmare. He knows the midterms are his personal doomsday clock. Win, and he still has a shot. Lose, and Trump is finished, and Vance becomes a political corpse. A lame duck heir no one will even look at. He absolutely refuses to be the scapegoat for a landslide defeat. So he's doing everything he can to force the war to end before Election Day. Every leak, every whisper is designed to redirect the blame onto the man who wants an endless blockade. Trump. Message: it's not me, it's the crazy guy at the top. But let's be fair, the failed peace talks aren't just Trump's fault. Israel doesn't want this war to end either. Even when they talk about ceasefires, the bombs keep falling. Factories, steel mills, petrochemical plants, thousands of targets hit millions of people out of work. You won't see that on Fox News or most right-wing media. They've made a deliberate choice to bury the fact that Israel is still pounding Iran. Netanyahu has zero interest in stopping. He wants to turn the whole region into a permanent firestorm, with the U.S. footing the bill forever so he can keep pursuing his greater Israel fantasy, keep bombing Lebanon, keep pushing people off their land, keep stealing territory. And Trump, he's not pushing back, he's providing the stage. Because acting like a wartime commander lets him pretend he's still strong and sharp, a cover for the very obvious cognitive and physical decline that everyone can see. The sickest part, every single one of them is looking out for number one and lining their pockets while they're at it. Vance wants to pin the blame on Hegseth, trying to make people believe the Pentagon is lying to its own commander-in-chief. But what is Hegseth? He's a Trump, yes, man, and a corrupt one at that. In a recent congressional hearing, Hegseth admitted he personally bypassed every vetting process to install Trump's personal lawyer and his own private attorney, Timothy Palator, as a senior advisor at the Pentagon. He also handed Palator a Navy Reserve lieutenant commander rank when lawmakers pressed him on whether this man, who now has access to the country's deepest secrets, even had proper security clearance or might be. Representing foreign interests, Hegseth just said, "I don't know. I'll have to look into it." Then he tried to turn it around and accuse Congress of playing gotcha games. That's their ethical standard. A backstabbing vice president, a disconnected, cognitively declining commander-in-chief, a corrupt, incompetent defense secretary, and an ally hellbent on dragging the U.S. into a forever war. Everyone in this administration is scrambling to save their own skin and stuff their own pockets. It's our job to put all their cards on the table, face up in broad daylight. If you think more people need to see this, support our channel